Arkanoid, Arukanoido, is an arcade game released by Taito in 1986. It expanded upon Atari's Breakout games of the 1970s by adding power-ups, different types of bricks, a variety of level layouts, and visual layering and depth. The title refers to a doomed mothership from which the player's ship, the Vaus, escapes. It was widely ported to contemporary systems and followed by a series of remakes and sequels, including the 1987 arcade game Arkanoid, Revenge of Doe. Arkanoid revived the Breakout concept, resulting in many clones and similar games for home computers, even over a decade later. Overview. The player controls the Vaus, a space vessel that acts as the game's paddle, which prevents a ball from falling from the playing field, attempting to bounce it against a number of bricks. The ball striking a brick causes the brick to disappear. When all the bricks are gone, the player goes to the next level, where another pattern of bricks appears. There are a number of variations. Bricks that have to be hit multiple times, flying enemy ships, etc., and power-up capsules to enhance the Vaus, expand the Vaus, multiply the number of balls, equip a laser cannon, break directly to the next level, etc. But the gameplay remains the same. On the final stage, 33 on most versions, but 36 on the NES, the player takes on the game's boss, Doe, a head resembling Moari. Once this point is reached, the player no longer has the option to continue after running out of lives, making this segment more difficult. Reception. Upon release, the arcade game was critically acclaimed. In Japan, the Gamist Awards gave it the Silver Award for being one of the 4 best games of 1986, along with Taito's own Bubble Bobble, Sega's Fantasy Zone and Tecmo's Radgar. In Europe, it was reviewed by Claire Edgley in the December 1986 issue of Computer and Video Games, where she compared it to Pong and Space Invaders in its simplicity and addictiveness. She described Arkanoid as a lovely game that is fast, colorful, simple and addictive, and concluded it to be a great little game. It was also commercially successful in arcades. The game appeared at number 3 on Euromax's nationwide UK arcade chart in 1987, below Capcom's 1942 at number 1 and Western's Wonder Boy at number 2. The home versions were also well received. Computer Gaming World stated in 1988 that Arkanoid on the Amiga was a perfect version of the arcade game. Incredible. Quote, "It named the NES version the best arcade translation for the console that year, praising the graphics and play mechanics." The game was reviewed in 1989 in Dragon number 144 by Hartley, Patricia, and Kirk Lesser inked the Role of Computers column. The reviewers gave the game 5 out of 5 stars. Compute named the game to its list of 9 great games for 1989, describing it as hypnotic, addictive, and fascinating. Along with Breakout, the magazine noted Arkanoid also has elements of Pong and Space Invaders as well as Pac-Man in its use of power-ups. Ports. Arkanoid was ported to the ZX Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, BBC Micro, MSX, Atari 8-bit family, Apple II, NES, Amiga, Atari ST, Apple IIGS and IBM PC. A Macintosh version was released in 1987 and a port was released for the TRS-80 color computer in 1989. Computer conversions were published by Imagine. The NES port was packaged with a custom controller. Sequels and re-releases. Arkanoid was followed by a number of direct and indirect sequels. Tournament Arkanoid and Revenge of Doe. Arkanoid 2 were both released into arcades in 1987. Arkanoid Do It Again and Arkanoid Returns were published in 1997, followed by Arkanoid DS in 2007. An Xbox 360 version of Arkanoid, titled Arkanoid Live, was released on May 6, 2009 on Xbox Live Arcade. A WiiWare version of Arkanoid, titled Arkanoid Plus, was released in Japan on May 26, 2009, in PAL regions on August 21, 2009 and in North America on September 28, 2009. A version of Arkanoid for the iPhone was released worldwide on August 31, 2009. The mashup Arkanoid vs. Space Invaders was released in 2017 for iOS and Android. See also Breakout clones. Arkanoid at the Killer List of Video Games. Arkanoid at the Amiga Hall of Light. Arkanoid for the Atari Street at Atari Mania. Arkanoid at Lemon 64. Arkanoid at Spectrum Computing Co. UK.